supposed to be stopping through as well. So I haven't gotten confirmation, but we're going to see. With that being said, let me do the disclaimer. What you hear on this podcast is not necessarily the opinion of yours truly, Alicia Miller Blakely. It is the opinion of my guests. If you hear something on here that you do not like, by all means, please don't go out in the community and spread negativity. Pick up the phone and give us a call, 912-631-0731. You might just change the mind of the person who said what it was you didn't like what was said, or they might just change your mind. And if you want to get some correction, stand so. Stand so. All right. That man right there, he'll be able to assist you. Somebody in here will be able to assist you. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah.
JP, go ahead.
Green, good evening.
Hey.
Denise Brock, hello. Sheila Williams, hey y'all. I'm just reading off what they're saying. Tommy Shields, hey. Frederica, hey everyone. Hey to all of y'all too. Appreciate y'all coming in, watching, seeing what's going on. Port to Port Music Group, PORT, the number 2.
Told you.
What's going on?
Trying to connect, trying to reconnect. It's saying due to poor wireless connection, your video has been paused. Consider moving to find a better signal, or you can end the broadcast.
Oh, wow.
Might want to move it up some. Stansel, can you still hear us?
I am on the phone, but I'm not listening to you on the.
You might need to move it up some. Move the it says move it so it could get a better connection.
Yeah, but
there you go.
Is it hooked up to my Wi-Fi?
I don't know. Y'all be back.
It got its own internet.
Yeah, we got our own. All right, we back. Okay. All right, y'all. So JP, you ready?
Yeah.
Somebody said, are we going to be talking about lawyers? Honey, we're going to be talking about some of everybody. Yes, we is. I done told y'all, I am no longer politically correct. After seeing the stuff that we've seen, you might want to turn that off. You know what I'm saying?
We don't own the rights.
We don't own the rights to none of this music.
We don't own the rights to the music.
Y'all, we don't own the rights to none of this music because guess what's happening? Facebook is saying that because we are playing music, they're now muting a lot of podcasts and what have you and they're making people pay and it's all a gamut, whatever.
It's all good. We're gonna make our own songs.
Yes,
that's all.
And that's we in the studio.
That's what I got a studio for.
That's
so
right.
We'll create our own music.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
We'll just go from there.
And we going number 1 too.
That's a fact.
And we going number 1.
We're gonna get Maestro in the studio.
Yeah, it is.
And if they really get an attitude.
What you say?
If they really get an attitude.
Okay, y'all, come on, tell your friends to come in. Like, share. Y'all, it's going down tonight.
Sorry, I got it.
It is going down tonight. Yes, it is.
There we go.
Kind of turn it to the side here a little bit. Who
go.
that is? One of our guests coming in? There you go.
There we go.
Perfect. All right. Y'all listen. Oh, we talking tonight. I done told y'all, invite. Share. Where you at? How you doing? Brandon Williams said, where you at? Brandon, you know I'm at the studio. We at the studio. Hey, Rose Wally, how you doing? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. Port to Port Music Group, PORT, the number 2, PORT Music Group everywhere, including Cash App if you want to, submit something. We got bills to pay. Shout out to the people who've been supporting the movement. So that's good. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to every Monday on Port to Port Music Group on any platform. That's PORT, the number 2, PORT Music Group on any platform. Monday, Listen Up Live Radio. We just had Cola, the lyricist. She was here last night. Mm-hmm. We interviewed her. It was dope. Every Tuesday, of course, by us, for us, Miss Alicia. Every Wednesday, Bitter Rivals Radio. And every Thursday, Talk Your Ish. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all tune in. Super dope content every time. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Royal Blunts for for sponsoring us, and that's pretty much it for the day. I want to jump straight into it.
Yes, let's do this, y'all. Let me tell you, tonight's show is sponsored by W&S Auto Repair, 912-421-0025, located at 4907 Old Louisville Road in Garden City. And the owner's name is Wayne. Now, let me tell you why I'm highlighting this young man right here and his business. My vehicle was acting crazy. The computer went south in it, okay?
The new one?
No, the old one. You know what I'm saying? So wait a minute, y'all check this out, right? So I said, well, God, dog, they told me in order for me to get it repaired, it was gonna cost me $12,000. That I was gonna have to replace the engine. Yeah, I said it. So guess what? I said the devil is a liar. Before I invest that kind of money in a doggone repair for a vehicle, I will go and buy a brand new one, y'all. And God knows that's exactly what I did, which I was going to do anyway, because that was my birthday present to myself for my 60th birthday. Okay. So anyway, the young man, I called him up, and thank you so much, Smokey from Smokey's Barbecue. I called him up and I said, I need you to tow my vehicle back to my house. So he asked me what was wrong with it. And I told him, and he said, that just don't sound right. Y'all, let me tell you something. That young man fixed my vehicle. $377. Bam, baby. Yes, I said it. I said it. So guess what I told him? I got to let everybody know that this young man got it going on now. And
any interest in what the show is about tonight?
Huh?
Any interest in what the show is
Ain't
about
that's
tonight?
interesting. Crooks, lies, and deceit. Bam. Crooks, lies, and what? Deceit. Be mindful and cognizant, y'all, because they will lie, they will deceive, and they are crooks. I said it. Yeah. This a I said it moment. Go ahead, JP.
Nah, I'm good. I did my intro. I'm just curious to,
Y'all listen. Okay, I gotta say this as well. Breaking the Curse of the Willie Lynch. Breaking the Curse of the Willie Lynch. This is by Alvin Morrow, and The Curse of Willie Lynch by James Rawlins. Y'all please get these books. We're gonna get into these books. And let me tell y'all something. For those that live here in Savannah, Georgia, Saving Savannah. This book right here by Jacqueline Jones. This book, Saving Savannah, baby, it's got a wealth of knowledge in it. It's even talking about what we're going to be talking about tonight, which is the weeping times. Okay?
If I may, it's a show on Netflix right now. It's hosted by Will Smith. It's called The 14th Amendment.
Yes.
I've been watching. Amend. It's called Amend. I think it's Amend America or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's hosted by Will Smith. And I've been watching it with my daughters lately, and it's like opening their eyes up to a whole world. Even me, like I didn't realize how deep government.
People are asking for the mechanics.
Yeah, and how like we're not far removed. If you 50 years old, you literally was there when people was getting discriminated against.
Yes.
And it talk about the civil rights movement. It talk about Abraham Lincoln, who really was name I'm not gonna say on her live, but it wasn't all.
It wasn't Abraham Lincoln. I don't know why people try to make it seem like Abraham Lincoln was just a lover of the slaves. He was not. He was not. He did that.
He needed bodies.
He needed
bodies for the war. You know what I'm saying? But that was stuff that I knew, but I really wasn't privy to it like that. Mm-hmm. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things. But if y'all can go on Netflix and please watch that Amend docuseries. It is super dope.
Yes.
I mean, like super dope, and they keep you intrigued. They tell the stories from the different perspectives, and I mean, it give you so much knowledge. And my kids sat with me and watched it. Mm-hmm. Like it was interested, and they 9 and 8 and 13, and it had their attention. So that's something that I really feel like y'all should go and watch.
So guess what else? Coming to America too.
I tell you something. All blacks need to see, and the brothers gonna release it on the 30th of next month. Mm-hmm. And I'm serious. There's some things that you may not want to show you, but they need to see it. Buck breaking.
Oh, of course, of course.
Man,
When that come out, we
Stance
gonna
will be on it, man.
Stance will be on it. Stance don't play. Hey, they wanted that phone number for the mechanic. 912-421-0025. 912-421-0025. You got that? And the name of it is W&S Auto Repair. The guy's name is Wayne. 4907 Old Louisville Road, Garden City, Georgia. But y'all look, buck breaking old.
Yeah.
They want to see it because in order for us to grow, we got to. If a historyless people is a hopeless people, you got to know what you're dealing with, and that's why we talking tonight.
White supremacy is based on lies and deceit. That's what white supremacy is.
But when it was a time when I was saying, like, remember I called him militant. He hate that word, but I'm just saying that's what I called you before. But me watching these docuseries, Judas and the Black Messiah, super dope.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if y'all ain't
you
seen
didn't
that.
even know that the Black Panthers. A lot of people like to say the Black Panthers is this so racist and militant and that was.
Well, did y'all see Billie Holiday's movie?
Right.
I haven't seen it yet.
That was really good too.
I haven't seen it
Right,
yet.
but it show you how the FBI and the government put people in
because on Billie Holiday's
to break down the Black community.
Whoa.
They literally was like targeting her every time she sung the song Hanging Fruit.
Strange fruit.
Strange
fruit hanging from the tree. They literally wanted to take her down. They were grabbing her from off the stage, arresting her. They tried to build this whole case up about her because of her, just wanted to sing this song.
Focus on
they try to blame it on her for drug abuse.
Exactly.
And they want you to focus on the fact that Billie went both ways. Well, that's not new. See, and all that's part of
Well,
that.
I didn't know that. I've not seen the movie.
They didn't talk over that.
It don't even matter.
They didn't hit that.
But they want. Let me tell you why.
They
did that with Bessie Smith now.
I'm gonna tell you why. All that. See, we'll look at some and won't give it a second thought. I'm not saying any of us, right? But all that's part of the LGBTQ. All that's just, you know what I'm saying? That. See, and even with the movie with Bessie Smith, all of that.
What's her name? Ma Rainey?
Right, but me getting this information. The point I was trying to make was me getting this information is opening my eyes up to really like what's going on, because we only like 50, 60 years removed away from Malcolm X, and you know what I'm saying? Like this stuff just happened. You know what I mean? Like not too long ago.
I was 8 years old when they murdered Martin Luther King.
I'll say this here.
I was 5 when they murdered Malcolm X.
We see, and I'll say this here, right? You, me, and Bernetta, and I don't know how. I'm sure he's older, right? But I'll say we were born in the movement.
Yes.
Right.
So if you're born in the movement, right? That's you know what I'm saying. Times kids probably born in the late 70s or the 80s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
They don't really understand.
Right.
But it is our responsibility to educate them.
Right. Exactly.
But let me hop on Coming to America too.
Right.
I loved it.
I
loved it. Let me tell you what. That movie it had so many jewels and pearls of wisdom until it wasn't funny. The very beginning scene, pay attention. If you've not seen it yet, pay attention to the very beginning scene. Pay attention to how they talked about, they just elevated Black people. It almost reminded me a little bit of Wakanda. And when the father, the scene where they had the funeral scene, oh my gosh.
Did you know the first one? Would have been an all Black cast? You know they took Eddie Murphy. You got to have somebody white in it. That's why he picked the white boy Louis Anderson. It would have been all Black cast. The studio.
He was in the new one.
No, the first one.
Yeah, Louis Anderson was in the new one too.
But the first one, it would have been an all Black cast. But the studios told him he had to have somebody white in it.
But that's Eddie Murphy known for that. Because
no.
I mean he had put a white person, but Boomerang was the first movie with an all Black cast.
When I say that, right? Listen what I'm saying. See, we talking about royalty. We've been royalty since the beginning. Let's clear that up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We've been there from the beginning. What I'm saying is, and I understand what you're saying with Boomerang. I know what Boomerang was. You know what I'm saying with a lot of.
But you know what, Maestro? Listen to this right here. they have to have, like when white folks do movies, we raise heck if we don't see black folk in there. So I can understand them putting
I can't. I'm gonna
him,
tell you
but
what.
even with Black Panther. Black Panther, you had the white guy that was in there. You had because guess what? They have the token white person and they have the token black person.
Even the Black Panther, what did it make it look like? The white guy saved the day. See, this is what I'm saying when I say.
But Ani, you understand? You gotta understand now. We here in America.
Right, I understand it, right? But
Yes.
I'm saying, see, that's the thing. They're telling that, but it's always been a white cast for how long?
We notice.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
We notice.
You know.
We
so-
notice.
So.
I was thinking out loud.
We notice. Y'all, our other guest just walked in.
That's a fact.
Okay, y'all, listen. So, y'all, listen. I want to do the secret so bad, but it's late, so we are not going to do the secret.
Let's get into it.
The secret is,
Hey,
let's get into
in
the
a
secret.
nutshell, if you know it'll happen, it'll happen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. But yeah, like
I got some. I want y'all to check out too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna send it to you. Then once you check it out, you know, then we'll discuss it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, the next part that we're gonna be talking about is in the secret. Y'all, we're gonna get to the money. We got to get to the money. That's the part that we're gonna get to. And we won't do it this week. We'll do it next week. Next week, we're going to have the guy who owns the African store. And he's going to come and, oh, baby, we're going to be dressed up in
That is
African.
my guy. You know,
So you been there? You been to show?
Yes.
Yeah, but see, you know, he been working in stores and in liquor stores. He worked at 2 different liquor stores. He worked in like 3 or 4 different convenience stores. He worked right on like in Savannah. He known around the city for working inside of a little, you know, like convenience stores. And he finally opened up his own. The last place he was working at was the liquor store on Victory Drive in B Road.
They have to turn that down in there, please.
Yeah, Victory, the one on Victory Drive right next to the L, right next to the L.
Oh, the BP station.
Right. He used to work in all that. So
I got to get by there though. I haven't been in there yet, but
You have to.
yeah.
Y'all, let me
that's my
tell you,
guy, man.
they have a mentholatum, a menthol. And somebody looked at it last night. They said, oh my God, that looks like crystal, what they call it, meth-like stuff. And the thing is so powerful. You don't even have to eat it. All you got to do is smell it. And look at there.
It went off?
Yes.
How did it just cut off?
I don't know.
Man, that's crazy, man.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. But she's on something, another line. You know what? This is ridiculous. I guess because we're talking about crooks, lies, and deceit. That must be what it is. We talking about them crooks. We talking about lies and deceit. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all come back in. I don't know if we'll be able to merge the broadcast back together. I'm gonna see if we can possibly do that. But y'all, our guests,
it's back on.
It's back on. Y'all come on back. It's not our fault. You know, when we start telling the truth, people don't like it. The powers that be don't like it when the truth is being told. Okay, so y'all come on back in. All right. We got it going on tonight. But anyway, we were talking about the guy that's going to be on the show next week that owns the African store by Savannah State, right in the back of Seafood Delicious. Thank you so very much. And y'all, he has it's like little crystal thingies. And it's actually mentholatum. You can eat it or you can just breathe it. And when you open the top of it, you breathe it in. And it opens up your nostrils, your chest, everything. This man brought back so much stuff from Africa. Natural stuff. And I mean, I'm just excited because he's going to be here on next week. Y'all, come on, invite, share. We ain't gone. We still here. I need y'all to come on back. Okay, our first guest. our first guest
Yes.
is renowned. I'm gonna call him a renowned songbird. But would you call a man a songbird?
No.
An artist.
No, you don't call
That
him
he kind of puts you in the mind of Seal, and with his songs, it's Seal and what's the other one? Not Kenny Lattimore. Oh, the man, what's his name? Back old school. A Woman's Worth.
Oh, Maxwell?
Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell.
And all them other songs. And he gonna do a little something here tonight. Just a little something. We ain't gonna do a whole lot. Because we have, look here, we have right now Alderwoman.
Yeah, it's gonna get spicy.
Alderwoman.
That's when it's gonna get
Bernetta,
spicy.
Lanier in the building,
We
baby.
gonna call that
And
the
guess what?
spicy hour.
We telling what God loved. We gonna tell what God loved tonight. And that's the truth. So Savannah, I need y'all to like, and share. Like, and share. Okay? All right. Our first guest, Maestro, give us some music.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, JP.
That's a fact.
All right. Y'all, come on now. Come on back. I need all 300 of y'all to come right on back. Come on. We ain't playing. We love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. Listen. Who's that?
On the fire.
That was Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah.
Oh my
On your
goodness.
face.
Well, you already know they're going to cut this. They're going to cut it, but that's all right. We don't care.
I muted it.
Huh?
I muted it.
You muted it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for copyright.
Well, that's all right. Copyrights, y'all already know what it is. Khyrie, all the way from ATL.
What's up?
Yeah. No. You hail from Washington, D.C.,
DC.
Atlanta, born and raised in Washington,
DC
D.C.
raised, Atlanta made.
Atlanta made.
Southwest.
Listen.
Southwest.
Southwest.
Okay.
Cascade.
Oh,
Baton Road.
All that.
Yeah.
All that.
I've got all through Atlanta.
Yeah.
Southside, Jonesboro, Bankhead.
All that.
Westford Middle School, Bankhead.
Mechanicsville. What you know about Mechanicsville? Huh?
Mechanicsville.
Okay, God, no, go look at her.
Yeah.
Listen. I am so glad that you're here. You're so welcome. How long have you been doing music? I listened to some of your songs today and I was so impressed. And I said, what can I call him? A songbird? But Maestro was like, nah, you don't call him a songbird. You have such a unique sound. Your sound is just like Seal, Maxwell. What's that other one name? It's just so smooth and melancholy.
Would you fall up on the neo soul?
No, it's not neo soul. It's urban R. Am I saying it right?
No, that's
Neo Soul is actually it's my inspiration. It's what I.
Okay, because all them fellas, that's what they want.
But yeah, those are the gentlemen that were before me that I listened to.
Yeah,
that I was inspired by.
So,
along with the hip hop, which
right.
played a big
Geo
big
Scott
part.
and all them neo soul.
Yeah, but hip hop also played a part in the development of my sound. And so it's not just it has those R&B textures, but I also put some flow in there, some melodies that are reminiscent of rap. And so it's urban.
Yeah.
And so it can be played in the urban market. So therefore I call it urban beat. It's urban, but it's R&B.
Okay.
And when I mean urban, I mean, it's talking about the things that us urban city individuals go through as young men, the relationships, the topic. It can be the sounds, the culture, urban culture, and so but it still has the R&B vocal and texture to it.
Okay.
Yes. And if somebody wanted to hear your music, where could they go? I know this young lady said today she was listening to your music and it was just moving her, and I was like, wow, because the music is good. I've listened to it and I really enjoyed it. It's one that that you sang, the one that you sung about what's happening right now, the Black Lives Matter song. Give us a little bit of that. Just a little bit.
Can we get
that verse?
In other words, can we get a medley?
Yes.
A medley of
just did that what you did today about the Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
It was it's actually just something that a producer of mine sent me a beat. Shout out to Sativa Beats out of Atlanta. Antoine, that's my boy. But he sent me a beat, and it just really inspired me going through the pandemic and seeing the George Floyd's and Breonna Taylor's, and I was really inspired by the Mike Brown story, and it made me write what I sung for you earlier today, and I'll give the people a little bit of that.
Yes.
It was, blood dripping down on the road, a mother she weep for a son in the street, oh, hands up and down he goes. From the shot to the back, it was from the police now in the cities he runs. The fires they roar, the protesters they soar out, the looters in their night stores. Just what I gave her.
All right.
Yes.
It just kind of tell you that Mike Brown story,
Yeah.
hands up, a mother weeping out, her son been shot in his back, by these people that's supposed to protect us. And so I also feel a responsibility in my music to talk about those things, along with, like I said, the lifestyle that we live as young adults here in the urban communities and the things that we go through, even our relationships, our vices, and just urban.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel a responsibility to talk about those things in the music. Because I think music is supposed to inspire. We're also supposed to educate our communities and our audiences, along with politics and inspiring people to vote and to get out to make change, because we do have a voice, and it's our platform. And whenever we have a platform, we're supposed to use it wisely.
Exactly. And when you think about it, young people, we're on the other side of the equator. So it's up to you and your generation and generations that come after you to lead the way. And the beautiful thing about it, the songs that you sing, they're just so strong, and you feel it, like the one where you say about you gave her your heart.
Oh, that's
my
favorite song. That's a fan favorite.
Wait a minute. You
Step
gave her
on
your
my heart.
heart. Step on my heart.
Step on my heart.
You gave her your name. You gave her everything. You kept her secrets.
So at least take off your shoes.
Yeah.
At least take off your shoes before you step on my heart. Oh, baby, please don't be so cold when you step on my heart. Yes. Mercy me while you step on my heart, baby.
Yeah, look at
Oh, I love you true. You still stepped on my heart.
Listen, if somebody wanted to listen to your music and hear you, how would they, go about doing it? I know you're on YouTube.
I'm on all streaming platforms that you can find your favorite artist: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal. My name is Khyrie, Khyrie. You can just search me there. My album it's like my genre that I titled is called Urban B. URBNB, Urban B. That song that I was just singing, Step on My Heart, that's one of my most popular songs that you can listen to, along with my album that's out. So.
Awesome. Stancil, please tell me you got that. Stancil. Okay, he coming back. Let me see.
No, I didn't get that, but I'm trying to find him on YouTube.
Okay, it's Khyrie. 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 And you got it on.
What's up, Stancil?
And guess what? You got it, Ani. I mean, Maestro. Huh? We can play that. We can play that.
It's all right. And my Scarface one, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Julius Hall said you sound a little like him.
Huh?
Julius
Like
Hall
him?
said you sound a little like
Yeah,
him.
Kim, that's what I was trying to call.
You know what? When I hear him, you know what? See the music. See, we thinking the music being lost, but the music is coming back around.
Yes.
It's and see, and he said who inspired him.
Mm-hmm.
The Maxwells and all of, and then who inspired the Maxwell. All, so the music is coming back around.
Pull it up if you can. Pull it up. Khyrie. So our viewing audience can get to hear a little bit of that. What song was that?
Of my audio recordings.
Yeah. That's the one I heard on YouTube today. Can you pull it up?
Two of them already up there.
Oh, y'all, there's two
Okay.
of them already up there, honey.
Step on My Heart is the one I was just saying.
Is that it?
Is that Step on My Heart?
No, that's
Yeah, do you want to play Step on My Heart?
okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's friendly for the audience.
Step on my heart. Y'all listen. Share, and like. Oh, we about to get in it. Is that it? Got a little country thing to it too. Yeah. Yes.
At least they got you shoot for you step on my heart. Yeah, baby, yeah. Please don't be so cold when you step on my heart. Mercy me, why you step on my heart? Yeah, baby. Oh, I love you too. You still stepped on my heart.
I see Grammy in your future.
See, you don't have no patience when it comes to me. And you're so aggravated when I call your name. Remember it's me who gave me your name. Remember it's me who gave me your face. Why you acting? Remember I kept all your cigarettes. Remember I love you, it's endless. I just want to love you in this life and in the next. And if we press rewind, I love you back in time. I just want to be in your space and embrace, baby. But I messed up a long time ago. Now your heart is real cold. And now I'm back in love. You kill me so. And I don't know but
Don't give them all of it. Don't give them all of it. What? Love. He's talking about love. And relationships.
Right.
Yes.
See that? You getting back to real
To
true
the
music.
music. But guess what? I want to say this. For my listening and viewing audience, y'all, look him up. Go to his, streams.
Yes.
Purchase the songs.
I
Y'all,
can be
this
found on Instagram at I am Khyrie.
Grammy.
I'm receiving it.
You doggone
I'm
right.
receiving it.
Yes. And look here, I want to do something with you in that studio. We gonna do something in that
Back.
studio.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Bam, baby. Yes, honey. JB.
Hey, she got a mean neither one of us at karaoke night.
Yes, honey. Yes. JB, we coming. You leaving when? Friday.
No, I'm leaving
Monday. Okay, but so we'll get something in between
They-
that time.
They're asking where can they buy your music? Streaming on all platforms.
I'm
Streaming on all platforms, YouTube.
Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google, Apple, everything.
He got
KHYRIE.
one that I heard. Which one that was gas? Something about the
That's
gas.
favorite. I got the gas on the way.
Oh, that.
Can we get a sample of that?
But wait a minute.
You
I
might
didn't
know a little bit of like Vito.
Vito.
Yeah,
I like Vito.
Yeah,
But you
like
know what,
Vito.
y'all listen.
he's an artist too. He
He's
sings
an
some pretty good music.
But guess
Thank
what?
you.
When he said I got the gas, y'all, I really thought he was talking about gas
Gas,
that go in your
gas.
car.
Oh man.
I didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm up there singing the song. Yeah, I got the gas. And the grandchildren's like, Nana, do you know what you singing? I said, I didn't know.
What is the gas?
We talk about that later.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the gas right now. All right, y'all, listen. I want to thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And I pray that folk will actually, listen. And I know that's it.
Might need to play this tonight.
I got the gas on the way. I got the gas on the way.
Yes.
I want to know what the gas is. Mike don't know what the gas is. I ain't talking about access or premium.
I didn't know what the gas was, y'all. I had no clue what the gas was, and they had to bring it down to me.
Boy, look here. I just look here. You and DeAndre don't look alike.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to that, y'all. Look at Alvin Hamilton say, I like it.
I got the gas. You don't know me. I move swiftly in these streets. You don't see me in streets, no, but I got the gas on the way. I got the gas on the way.
Look here, now I'm old school.
I like that.
I want to buy a CD. I still get CDs.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually want to get some vinyl
Okay.
stuff.
I think you should.
So, Lord,
Finals.
I like that. I want that.
I got the gas. I got the gas on the way. I got the gas on the way. The bottles of gas on the way.
I got the
Thank you
gas.
so much for having me. I had such a good time. I had such a good time.
Yes, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. And you
And thank you so
too.
much for what the part you play and helping the Savannah community thrive. I love Savannah. I love this city. I love coming here. It's so rich in culture and my history and the things that I want to teach my children. So I'm so inspired when I come here and see that the government and the role that you all play to help secure those things for other generations to see those things still here. And to continue to be here, and the people that fight for those things to stay here. That's a big deal for people like me, and for my children, for the legacy, and for our history, so it don't repeat, so we can continue to educate them. So thank you all so much for everything you do.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. So glad you're here. Y'all, Khyrie, Khyrie.
The one and only. If you see another, he's a phony.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I had such a good time.
Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Our next guest, she's here. Oh, we need some music, bro. We need some music. Because we going to give it to you raw and uncut without Vaseline. Some going to like it, and it going to hurt some others. We tell them what God loves. and inherit the earth. Yes.
That's the word.
Nah, that's the Bible. Play with that. And the last shall be first. That's right. The meek shall inherit the earth. It was something about humble too. I can't remember.
I had to play
But
that for y'all
anyway,
sisters.
Thank you.
y'all listen. She's here tonight. She's here. I need y'all to like, and share. Bring your friends, especially if you live in West Savannah, Georgia. In West Savannah, Georgia, everybody and their mama need to be looking at this right now. Everybody and their mama. I'm going to give y'all time. Because if you got a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, a sister, a brother, a son, or a daughter that lives in West Savannah, guess what you need to be doing right now? You need to be picking up that phone, calling them and letting them know. Go to Facebook, Alicia Miller Blakely live page, and see what's getting ready to happen in West Savannah. Listen to what they talking about tonight. Because y'all, let me tell you something. This thing is real. When I say it's real, when you ride down the street on Abercorn and Montgomery Crossroads, and you see a big billboard up there that says social media is not the news, then guess what? And on President Street, then guess what that means? We doing something.
Okay.
We moving and shaking in this community. Okay?
Can I say
Oh,
this
we
thing?
ain't playing with this thing, y'all. Share, and like. Y'all call them. Share.
Can
Go
I say
ahead.
this here?
Yes.
See, with mainstream media, if they tell you to go left, then you go right.
Mm-hmm.
See, if they tell you social media not the news, social media is the news.
That's right.
See that they are full of lies and deceit,
Propaganda.
fake news,
Crooks,
Propaganda.
lies, and deceit. Yep. We
That's-
talking
that's all-
tonight.
That's all they are.
Yes, we're talking
And we
tonight.
speak for we.
That's right. Who speak
How
for
the
we?
Africans say, we just speak for who?
We speak for
We
we.
speak for
We
we.
just speak for we.
Yes.
That's right.
And only we understand.
That's right. That's right. Alderwoman
Yes,
Bernetta,
ma'am, my
Lanier, I
girl.
want to thank you so much for coming and gracing us with your presence, because we're going to talk tonight.
I thank you for
We're
having
going
me.
to talk about what's going on in the west side of Savannah, a community that has been impoverished for years and years and years. Okay, here you are, the representative for that community, and you're trying to make the change that should have been made 16 years ago. Yeah, I said it. And ain't nothing was done. Nothing. Augusta Avenue looked the same way it did back in 1937 when my mama was born. Okay, Bay Street, we got a little something done with Bay Street, but that was because of who? The state. Huh?
That's correct.
Not the city.
That's
Not the city. Don't get it bent, tied, or twisted, or misconstrued. Okay? We got a center over there, the Grant Center, that looked the same exact way it did how many years ago? 16 years ago. Yeah, I said it. This is a yeah, I said it moment. All right? Alderwoman Lanier, thank you for all that you do for our people in this city. Thank you so much, Rose Wiley. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
let you talk. But God doggone it, when we need to say something, I'm gonna just interject in there and just say a little something. Go ahead now.
Yes, ma'am. You know it's a lot going on.
Oh my gosh,
And-
yes it
and
is.
If you pay attention to the local media,
Mm-hmm,
that propaganda machine,
mm-hmm,
you know, I'm the latest one who's being crucified.
mm-hmm,
They moved a little bit from Alderwoman Carter,
mm-hmm,
and it's my time.
mm-hmm.
And it's all surrounding us trying to maintain our community and keep our community for us.
Yes, yes.
I think everybody has heard now about the Salvation Army trying to locate the homeless shelter and transitional housing on the old Bartow property in the heart of West Savannah,
Yes.
right in the
Yes.
center of the three neighborhoods, Hudson Hill, West Savannah, and Woodville.
Mm-hmm.
And what we are experiencing, Alderwoman, is a clash of two visions.
Yes.
So the Salvation Army and their supporters, they're saying that, oh, it's nothing over there, it's cheap land. So we'll just put these impoverished people on the top of these already impoverished people with 30% poverty in West Savannah. What sense does that make? What sense will you take a poor homeless population and slap them right down dead in the smack middle of West Savannah? Because if you say West Savannah, it's synonymous with poverty.
Exactly.
And that's the history of West Savannah. But we could turn that around.
Yes.
It has taken people like you, Alderwoman, and people like me to get in these seats, the positions that we are in, and to represent our people and their vision to turn it around. We can build wealth in these low wealth communities. And obviously somebody's believing me, because these young folks, they are doing things and trying things that they hadn't tried before.
Exactly.
Starting businesses, investing in the stock market. These are all things that we have been preaching all along. And I love to see these young people embracing and believing that they could build wealth. So why should we continue along a trajectory of poverty when we can change it?
Yes.
Now, we figure if we get enough of us folks sitting on city council, we'd be able to do that. Meanwhile, they want to divert the attention from the real issue of our community trying to be taken over, gentrified. We're right here, we prime real estate.
Yes. Let me tell you something. That property, if you ever get a chance to go out there and visit it, when I say beautiful,
yes,
the land is beautiful. When you walk there, when you go on the actual property, you get a sense of calmness. It is so relaxing. It's sacred ground. When I say sacred ground, I am so serious. All of that is where part of the weeping time took place. And we talked about that last week. Last week, y'all can remember, it was raining profusely when we was doing the show. I mean, pouring down. On the 2nd and the 3rd of March is when the weeping time took place, where 429 slaves were sold. The largest slave trade, the slave sale in the history of the United States of America took place in West Savannah. In West Savannah, y'all. The largest slave sale. That is sacred ground. So now it's real strange that that property, as beautiful as it is, they want to put a Salvation Army there. And this lady right here has been fighting tirelessly to get them to put something that's going to be an economic driver in that community.
And let me add, Alderwoman, it's not about bashing the Salvation Army and their mission and what they're doing. And a lot of people are repeating that we expressing the NIMBY, not in my backyard complex, and it is not. We understand the value of the land. We understand the importance that it is a historical asset for our community that we should be able to utilize to build wealth, to help build wealth in our community, to change that poverty trajectory. So let me give you a little bit of history. So I'm a 4th generation resident of the area. And I am also worked in local government for 15 years as a public administrator, engineering and public works. So I'm sitting there, the only Black, the only woman in the room, and I'm watching these plans come across the table. Downtown expansion. Please look that one up. Downtown expansion, go to the MPC website and bring it up and look at that map. Go to Ivory Bay's Facebook page and you'll see the downtown expansion map. And that map shows just what it says. Downtown expanding westward.
Yes.
And that color on that map is purple. And the purple just wraps around Carver Village, just go all through the west side. So they're telling us way back then in the early 2000s, we're coming for that land on the west side, expanding downtown.
Yes.
Not fix up the west side or solidify the corridor for the 20-some neighborhoods that there for the people that live there and even their ancestors slaved there. They want to come in and expand because downtown can't grow anymore.
Exactly.
So now I'm looking at this map and I'm working on the gentrification task force, and I am chairing that task force. And I see my neighborhood and some other neighborhoods on the list of neighborhoods to be gentrified.
Yes.
They have already been identified.
Mhm.
The gentrification task force report is on the MPC website also.
Okay.
So I needed to come back and tell my people, you all don't know what's about to happen, but they're about to come across that viaduct.
I like that video you did too.
Thank you.
I love that.
Mhm.
And they're about to come down Gwinnett Street, and when they do, we were all neighborhood presidents. Myself, Pamela Howard Oglesby, the late, great Curtis Victor Cooper. So we said we want to have to join arm in arm and stand in a collective position and say, stop.
Mhm.
You're going to have to deal with us before you come over here. We are primed for growth. We want growth. We want development, but we want and demand smart growth and development.
Yes.
Development that's going to be equitable,
Mhm.
that's going to allow opportunities for our future, for our young people.
Mhm.
So this is the mantra of what we are saying. So in 2005, I started an organization, a Community Development Corporation, a CDC. Look up CDCs, and it's an organization of an alliance of residents from different neighborhoods who are working together for the betterment of all of their communities.
What happened?
Mm.
Oh, they would cut that off. Never get
Hit resume. Resume right there. There you go. What in the heck? Did y'all see what just happened?
We know what's going on.
Yeah.
Your
Okay,
phones
come
and
on,
everything.
come on. Facebook, stop. Now just stop it. This word gonna get out. Doggone it. Go ahead, Alderwoman.
So just as intense as times are now, around that time, I'm seeing these folks come into our communities, and I see the hand. I see that master hand moving things around, like
Right.
old Zeus. And so I'm doing yoga and I'm exercising down on the floor one day, and I just heard Spirit say, get up and get on the computer and type.
Yes.
I went to typing, and when I finished, it was 26 pages into a book called Ivory Bay Community Development Corporation. This was in 2005, and this is the original plan for Ivory Bay right here.
Okay. In 2005.
And this is my discipline, public administration, political science, So this is what I know.
Economist.
This is what I know.
Right.
So in doing this, then I'm presenting this to the other neighborhood presidents, and they bought into it. Said, you know what? That's a good idea. That's what we need to do. To conduct community business as corporate business. We need to be able to sit at the table and negotiate for benefits for our community. Now, the table that the CDC has set is not a rectangle table where someone's at the head and there's a head there. It's a round table. Everyone has a seat. And at that table, there are assigned seats for stakeholders, for community stakeholders, whether you're a business, whether you are a clergy, whether you are labor, residents, everyone have a seat. And there's a seat there for the older person that represent those people.
Right.
And so everyone has a seat, and that's the hat that you have on. Ivory Bay is the coordinating partner. They are the business partner that make sure everyone has a seat.
Right.
That make sure that grants are written. That make sure everyone's voice is heard. So we could all work collectively for the primary civic stakeholder, and that's the resident.
But guess what? I got to say this. Let me say this right here. Y'all, what she created was a CDC. Now, just think about this. You got CDCs all over.
Yes.
All over. But it's not African Americans that's doing CDCs. I'm just going to put it out there. Everybody and their mama doing CDCs. But when you got a black woman that creates a CDC, then something is wrong with that. Because guess what, y'all? It's no longer business as usual.
That's correct.
All right.
And we're talking about the historic asset of the Weeping Time. And Ivory Bay is about building wealth in low wealth communities by using asset-based economic development assets. Get our assets and use them to build us up. And our hands are being tied with this. Now, there's some controversy. They're saying that the Bartow property was not a piece of the Weeping Time property. And I beg to differ with that. But if it is, or if it isn't, it's just a stone throw away, 50 feet, but it's all one area, and all of that area is sacred, and all of that area should be used for the best and highest use.
For that community.
Best and highest use.
I'm going to say this right here. Because, see, I done told y'all I ain't politically correct no more. No. I'm just going to give it to you in layman's terms. First and foremost, that property could be an economic driver for that community. And the powers that be, the good old boys, they know this. They know this, y'all. Another thing, if you go to that property right now, housing authority done put a fence around it. I said it. Housing authority has put a fence around that property that especially African Americans should be able to go to and just relax. Ain't nobody. And then on top of that, last year before last, the property was valued at $1.5 million. Now all of a sudden, it's valued at $500,000. What happened? Property don't decrease. It does what? Increase.
I appreciate.
Come on.
Yes, ma'am. So let me tell you a little bit about Ivory Bay. So Ivory Bay was founded in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And in those 15, this would be the 16th year, we have been collecting a contribution of $11,300.
Mm-hmm.
Two $5,000 contribution and a $1,000 contribution and a $300 contribution at one point. From ILA, $5,000. And from Park Center, and y'all please support Park Center. They're doing great things in the community, helping
Park Center Credit
with
Union.
these gardening projects. And we have a network of gardens coming up on the west side, and they are a partner in that. So we have spent close to probably $130,000. So where did that other money come from? Out the pockets of Oscar and Bernetta Lanier.
That's right. Tell them.
So me and my husband are long
since WTOC and them other media outlets saying that she stands to benefit from that property. That's a bald-faced lie. So in those years, we had a board, and in those 15 years, I was the CEO and chairman of the board, starting this organization to get some legs. But we have, for all of those years, just been a fledgling organization, just struggling all along. So my husband is a great man because not too many men would let me spend that kind of money on give it away to my community. That's right.
Over $100,000.
That's right. And you had it because what? You're what?
We both are longshoremen.
There you go.
Okay.
Longshoreman and longshorewoman.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
And so this year, we were being criticized for being against the project, not knowing what you want. We kept hearing this. You all don't know what you want. You're just against everything that wants to come west, which is untrue. So we, for years, knew what we want: affordable housing. We need some type of technology training center. We need some retail and commercial job generators to create some jobs. We need the community gardens. We need some equitable or some healthy food options. And so a gentleman came along who is a local developer, has built lots of houses throughout the community. And he said, I hear you all and I can help. So what I can do is create for you all a concept plan. And I will get my team to draw it up to give you something as a placeholder showing this is the vision of the people, not a homeless shelter, not transitional housing for that particular property. The vision is just what I just described. And I was so glad that some help came along.
But wait a minute, that help just came.
Yes.
That help just came. The way the media tried to make it seem was that had been something that had been in play years ago. And that was not the case. That was an outright lie.
No, I think he reached out to me. It may have been December or January, but he said, I'll draw something up for you all. And he did, and he emailed it to me in my city account. And I was so glad to have something to prove that this is the vision, or this is similar to the vision as a concept, not what we're going to do. Because the weekly meeting at Solomon Temple Church, I explained to the crowd of residents who come weekly to work against this shelter that, look, when we find some place for the Salvation Army and we get them moved in another location, then we will come together, resident driven. That's what CDCs are about. Then we'll come together and we will create, or everyone's voice will be heard as to what we actually want to see on the property. But meanwhile, we have a concept to explain to people that's not the direction we want to go in.
Mm-hmm.
So he emailed me the plan, and immediately I shared it with everybody on City Council.
Yes, you did.
So he reached back out to me maybe after a couple of weeks, and he said, what I'm going to do is share this plan with the MPC. And I said, okay. But what he did do when he submitted it to the MPC, he did some edits. He gave it a name, the Weeping Time Village, and he added Ivory Bay in as a partner, because in his travels and in his understanding, this is the way that community development is supposed to work. It should be a community development entity like Ivory Bay in partnership with a developer, in partnership with labor, in partnership with the banks. And he thought that it would be a good idea, and it is a good idea. But unfortunately, this was not generated or motivated by Ivory Bay. So the CEO, Dr. Grimm, was not privy to what had happened. Neither was I until after it happened. And she didn't get a chance to vet it or take it to her board.
Right.
But once it was found that he submitted that, all hell broke loose. And that's when everything hit the fan. And that's when I am being accused of having a conflict of interest and being profit motivated. And me and my husband and my family are positioning ourselves for standing to make a whole lot of money. And it's just the opposite. We're spending a whole lot of money. And so now I said that to explain how Ivory Bay got involved with what Mr. Ferguson presented. And that was his idea because he thought it was a good idea.
Which it is a good idea.
It is, but Ivory Bay did not motivate what happened. That was his thought. But so that's what happened. Those are the facts. And those are the timeline of the events. So the direction, let's get back to the issue. Because now they're making it all about me and Ivory Bay.
Yes.
Again, so last year we lost 4 board members. 2 got elected.
Bam!
So we came off of the board.
Yes.
Our young brother, who was the finance guy, he had to go abroad to Bahrain because of his wife's career. And so we lost him, and the late great Mr. Victor Cooper passed away.
Yes. Yes.
So we lost 4 board members. So last year, Ivory Bay was reorganizing, and so the paperwork that's at the Secretary of State still reflect the old board, because the deadline to submit those changes is April 1st of this year.
Right.
So it may still have Oscar Lanier's name on it because the board is reorganizing. It may still have my name in there because the board is reorganizing. But the letters that transpired with the CEO showed that we made those changes last year. And they will be represented once the filing is done for this year, which we are within the guidelines of when the filing needs to happen.
Okay.
And so because I saw this day coming, early last year, I met with the city attorney.
Yes, you did.
I introduced him to the organization I founded in 2005. I told him about the work that we were doing. I shared with him our brochure and the information. And I told him I was no longer acting as CEO and I was coming off of the board. And he said he did not think I needed to come off the board because he saw no conflict of interest. And I said to him, but I will anyway, because I don't want the appearance of a conflict of interest, because I know who we're dealing with. And I know that because of this mouth and the work that I do, that they would love to take this head and march through the village and keep the other natives from ever trying to build wealth.
Okay, come on.
And that's not gonna work. But so I wanted to do a press conference tomorrow at City Hall like I have done before, and like we as all the people are privy to.
Yes.
But my employee, the city manager, Michael Brown, called me at 5:45 today and said that he will not allow staff to allow me to use the city's Facebook page and YouTube channel for my press conference on tomorrow. I will be able to use the chamber to do the press conference, but he will not.
Hold on. You his boss.
Yes.
You are his boss.
Me and council. He works for us.
He works for us. So y'all got to get an understanding. See, when you know your position and you know your power, I ain't gonna tell you what you can and cannot do.
Well,
you tell him.
So tomorrow, I'll put something out tonight, but the reason I wanted to do it at City Hall was to be able to utilize those tools so we have a clear transmission of what I'm saying so it can go out. So now, without that, I might as well go over to the Weekend Time property as a backdrop to have this conference if it's going to happen. But all that information will go out tonight. So there is certain things as an appearance of an impropriety. And based on all the negative press that have gone out, then that what has created this appearance, because no money has changed hands. We've received no money. We're not in a position to make any money. We are trying to create an organization that is a foundation for our people in this town to be a wealth building community development corporation for our young people, because I'm not going to benefit for it, or our generation. These people coming behind us will be able to benefit from this community development corporation.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me tell y'all something. The problem is this. For so many years, they have been telling Black folk in poor and impoverished communities what they needed. And Black folk have been saying, okay. But now, because God has chosen us for a time such as this, you can't just tell folk what they need, because now we know and we see what we need. Okay, I just had to put that out.
Thank you. Okay, let me add this. So I was one of the founders in the 1990s of an organization called CASA, because we knew that our children and babies going through the court system needed help. They needed representation. They needed guardian ad litems to help them maneuver that system. So I was one of the founding board members to bring the court-appointed special advocate organization to Savannah, CASA. Yes. I'm a founder.
Yes.
The city help funds CASA right now today. And I don't hear anyone saying that I have a conflict of interest, because I helped found that organization.
That's right.
When Step Up was founded, I was on the residents team, which were the group of neighborhood presidents who actually did the work of organizing the people, bringing the people to the table, getting them involved, and getting their taxes done all through Step Up. And most of us neighborhood presidents eventually served on the board. I was on the board when we created the housing fund. All of those money now that the city administers. I don't hear
the housing fund that's now got $10 million in that fund to do housing.
And I was a part of the founding and the creation of that. I don't hear anyone saying that that's a problem and I should recuse myself or not have that discussion. So there is no conflict. But now with Ivory Bay, with me not being on the board, with me not being the CEO, you got a problem with my relationship with that. So we know what that is about. It's about, we're not talking about helping the poor babies, or we're not talking about stepping up for poverty reduction, because Ivory Bay is about building wealth. And that's the law of attraction. You concentrate on poverty, you're going to get more poverty. You concentrate on wealth, and you're going to get wealth.
Alderwoman, can I say this? And I'm going to say it like this. You know, these devils, they are hell-bent on us just not having nothing at all, period. And for me, I hate when I hear other Negroes always caping for them. White supremacy is hell-bent on us not having anything. You know, and no matter what you do, no matter how it go down, because they're the first thief, liar, rapist, pedophile, murder, you name it. The only thing they invented was the pad machine for whatever they came along and stole.
Okay, come on now.
You know?
All right, so let me.
You know, you just said something like
yes, that is so. Hey, it's reality.
We get into these meetings and they get so heated sometimes, and we're always advocating and fighting for our people and fighting for our people. We're not acquiescing. We're not backing down. And we look at some of those folks at the table that we're fussing with, and all of a sudden, they don't even look like people anymore.
Demonic.
You gotta watch it, because see what they do. They go to bucking their eyes. When you see
their eyes coming
they go to bucking them. You see niggas go to bucking their eyes. You know, see They want you to be like them.
She ain't talking about that. She talking about the ones sitting in the rooms. The bottom line is this right here. With us being on council, Alderwoman,
Yes.
I always envisioned us being the type of administration that Maynard Jackson had
Yes.
in Atlanta,
That's right.
where he said, in order for anything to happen, the airport, when they were building the airport,
Marion Barry.
Marion Barry,
Yes.
Yeah.
they said, we're gonna empower some black folk,
That's right.
and we're gonna create some black millionaires. Okay, and I'm thinking, oh, we about to make this thing happen in Savannah.
Pop it off.
We about to do the doggone thing, but that wasn't the case.
Yes.
That's not the case here, because we are fighting the arena.
Should have been
The
out
arena. But guess what about that arena? Let's talk about that arena. How many African Americans out there working on that arena project? How many African American businesses on that arena project?
Well, we're not going to create no black millionaires, I tell you that.
Oh, yes, we are.
Well,
We're going to speak it into, not with the arena.
We're going to speak it.
But we're going to speak that into existence.
And that's our mission, you know? And I created a program called the Millionaire Makers with ILA, and we got to get back on that because that is the seed of a machine that could really spin out some millionaires. So we're going to be working on that. And so now they're looking over in the West Savannah and they're finding Ivory Bay, this fledgling organization to target. And there's some stories over there that need to be told. I mean, we lost so many trees and the industry out there is spreading where the nighttime sound like we live in the shipyard.
That's right.
Because it's moving closer and closer to the communities. And then you got longshoremen falling dead. And no one's keeping an account on how many longshoremen has died from COVID or their immediate family members. You got an uptick of people dying with strokes in the community, and no one's looking at that. And that's what we need to be concentrating on, not an organization who is formulating to help with those environmental concerns and all of those environmental injustices over there. And I could give them some stories to look at. And even our past is about, look how all the police officers who were on the take and got paid when Bolita was an industry in our community.
Yes.
And as soon as the state wanted to create the lottery, they're going to come to the
Bolita
community and arrest all the people and shut down the Bolita houses because now the state is in the Bolita business. And so then you had a group of people who had to work for the chief of police with the moonshine industry, and if they didn't want to work with them, he told them, y'all better get back there and make that moonshine. I got a boy in law school, and he was the chief of police, and his son ended up being the county attorney. And you know,
right here in Savannah, y'all, in Chatham County.
Then you had a drug officer. You had a drug officer who made a big bust in Savannah, and before that night, the drugs was back on the street because Red Johnson had to go down to Fortville in the little house of his sister to get the drugs to put them back on the street. And these are facts. And now you're gonna sit here and tell me that we're doing something nefarious with an organization that's designed to build wealth for our people? Please.
The devil is a liar. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, good sorry, let me just turn this other thing down here. I have some questions.
Yes.
My question is, and no disrespect to the Ivory Brain Project or anything like that, but has the city of Savannah looked into and researched the impact that placing a homeless shelter and transitional housing would have on a community that's already strained? And I'm talking about things like the healthcare. Everyone knows including the city, that there has to be a continuum of care to address the needs of the constituency of the Salvation Army or any other homeless organization. So in that area, there are no resources.
Correct.
They're not placing the constituency in a place where they can get the services that they need. Lots of times they need the identification, they need the birth certificates, they need, those where they have to go is in town or sometimes on the south side. You're moving them even further away from the services that they need. And then the impact on that little Curtis Cooper Healthcare Center will not be able to continue to serve that community that's dealing with the transient community that may or may not keep those appointments.
You are so right.
It just seems like a disservice. I'm just trying to understand why the city even thinks that this would be a viable and a proper place to put constituents who require care and services, around the clock to embrace them. I mean, if this is just about SCAD getting the building on Montgomery Street, then they need to find a better place to put the Salvation Army and the constituents that they serve. Because
You are so
SCAD
right.
is running this city.
You are so caller. You are so right, and you are telling what God loves, and that is the truth.
Why
And
don't
the
they
point-
put it on President Street?
The point you made, ma'am, is the exact point that I've been making. They're moving the population away from the resources that they need, and they're creating a transportation barrier. There was no due diligence done on the front end, and McCorkle, their attorney, told us that the mayor knew about this plan since 2005. He said that you were in the meeting, Alicia, in his office. He said that, and we just found out about it January of last year when we became elected. So there was no due diligence. The community was not involved in the discussion. This is not resident driven. It's not even designed to uplift or bring benefits to the residents.
I have to say this. The reason it was not given, the residents had any input, is because they did not care. They don't care.
That's right.
About West Savannah. You understand? And I'm just going to say this. If an individual is not from here, then they can't exude the love and understanding and embrace an area the way somebody does that is from here.
That's correct.
You have to look at that property. There's a love for the streets. There's a love for the buildings. There's a love for the community.
We love our community.
But if you're not from there, and no disrespect to anybody that's a transient, because 9 times out of 10,
we're gonna embrace them.
They're gonna be looking at it. I ain't got no ties to that.
But where it's at now,
I don't love that.
The transient community has no investment in that community because it's transitional. They have no intention to stay there anyway.
Exactly.
So there's no investment from them. And in addition to the fact that there's no investment from them, the sad part is oftentimes those types of organizations, especially when they include transitional housing, then what they do is they connect with the businesses in the area, and those businesses get kickbacks and tax breaks for hiring from that program, yet those same companies won't even hire out of those neighborhoods. It is a disservice to that community in its entirety. It's a slap in the face, and I don't understand. They say it's HUD housing. Well, if it's HUD housing, then that covers the city development block grant. So why aren't there any city development block grants working on uplifting that community rather than trying to tear it down and just put a bigger strain on it than what's already there? I'm gonna stop talking now, but it doesn't make sense to me.
You're very knowledgeable, ma'am. You hit
Very
the nail on the
knowledgeable.
head.
You need to call 912-631-0731 after the show, so we could connect you, because it's folk like you
That's right.
that need to be
With Ivory Bay.
and educating other folk in our communities. Thank you so much.
I just want to say,
Thank you.
because where the Salvation Army is now, the transportation, they not only have MLK, they catch the bus,
Yes,
walk over to Bonnet,
yes.
they walk
That's
over to
right.
Bonnet.
Everything is right there.
They can even walk right up to
It's a
Abercorn.
great location
Yeah,
for the services that they offer and the
But
population.
you know what they said, and this is the it makes sense. All of that is now SCAD. So obviously SCAD wants that building.
Well, the Alderwoman who represent that area and the people that she has been in contact with, they wanted to stay there. And some of the meetings that we've been a part of, they talk about that type of facility that goes vertical. They build up in other cities.
Yes.
So it's possible that what they're doing can remain there, but I don't believe that the SCAD community want that population there. And
Well,
right there-
it ain't true. You got to believe it. We know they don't want that population there because they got students there. But the thing is, the same way they built that monstrosity on Montgomery and Victory, they could build something similar to that for that $5 million that Salvation Army is going to invest in that project. They can build the same thing. It could almost mirror each other. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, ma'am. Greetings to our heroes. I have to say this right here. The 5th District does not have a problem with Salvation Army building still being right there.
You need to speak up a little louder. You're fading out.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll put the phone closer to me. I said that the 5th District is not, we're in support of the Salvation Army still remaining there on Montgomery Street. We never had an issue with that. Who had an issue with that? When they moved into that neighborhood, they started people started saying that they felt threatened by the homeless people. We went and said, but you knew what was there when y'all put this stuff on it.
Hello.
They knew what was there, and that some of us cannot justify and rationalize their behaviors because they knew what was there, and that they could develop it right there. Because see, the 5th District, Cannon Park and Jackson Park, understand all this is still about gentrification, not just of West Savannah, but trying to gentrify even more.
That's right.
What we call the last black areas in the Scan Corridor.
Yes.
Dallas, Brownsville, and Cannon Park, Jackson Park. But I was called to share this to ask a question. Is it possible that an ethics complaint could be filed against the city council member who, when they said the lie or initiated part of the lie of defaming Alderwoman Brian Lanier? Is that something that's possible?
Well, we're going to have to see how it pan out, especially after Thursday.
Okay.
The vote should be
Yes,
coming
ma'am.
up. I've been getting calls constantly yesterday and today from my constituents saying that they definitely need me to represent them on Thursday with my vote. And those are the calls that I'm getting. The people that placed me in the office are saying, represent them.
But you have someone that wrote you an email today saying to recuse, attorney wrote her email today saying to recuse herself.
I've been on the phone constantly with attorneys
Yes.
in support from around the country. Reaching out to me and people from around the country. This story has spread so far, and through late in the midnight hours, attorneys and advocates around the country have been calling and reaching out because they can't even understand how in the world could this city consider placing the shelter there near or on that property.
That historical property.
And we have been working, we found out about the Weeping Time back in 2008 when we were writing the history of West Savannah. And we told McCorkle, their attorney, about it last January. He just found out about it. He's acting like he's an authority on it. Telling us how.
Well, all of them act like they're authorities on it now.
You know what that is?
You know, the Chamber, Visit Savannah, everybody, they're authorities. But they didn't think nothing of it until you brought it to
them and
then
alerted them about it.
Exactly.
And we only found out about it being people who are from the area in 2008 when we were writing the book with Dr. Khyrie. So now we got this historic property we've been commemorating since 2014, the annual event, and it's growing, and people come from around the country.
Yes.
And then we have the Weeping Time African Unity Festival that Ivory Bay promotes.
That I must say was so awesome and phenomenal on Saturday. We had a ball.
It's growing and growing.
Yes.
See, well, white supremacy, everything is unwhite, and I say so. See, that's what that is. And that's why it's important, once again, like you say, well, for us to know, I'm not saying any of us, but to know your history.
Yes.
If you don't lie about my history, so now all of a sudden you know all about my history.
Well, the young people call that, what do they call it? Culture vulture.
Yeah, culture vulture.
That's what they call it. They culture
We wanna
vulture.
come and take over our culture and profit from it.
Yeah.
And then build a slave museum, so we always have the connotation and tie to slavery as opposed to just a dark area we went through.
Yes.
And so, but that's another story, probably another show.
Yeah.
We'll come back to. But Ivory Bay in the last 15 years have been mostly about education. We have had to change the narrative.
Yes.
We've had to change the messaging. We've had to change the jargon, the words. So we've been teaching. We've been having seminars, and we teach about small scale development. We teach about place-based development where you can create certain outcomes. You could create poverty, you could create wealth, you could create health, and you go do all of that by your design of your community.
Exactly.
So what are they trying to design for?
More poverty.
And
But you know what? It has already been designed for poverty. And that's why it has to stay that way.
These people have been picking winners and losers for a long time.
Paul want to say, white folks want to steal every damn thing, steal some of this poverty.
but you know, we've been doing this for and educating people. So if you hear things like equity and sustainability and resiliency, these are all adjectives that are being introduced into the local vernacular, into the local conversation.
Yes.
Building wealth in low wealth communities. And so we've been teaching, and the young people embrace this stuff. They come to these seminars and they say, you know what, they see it and they understand it because
they want to be educated.
They want better. And we as the leaders,
as women and sisters like y'all, and they see, the thing is, they hear y'all.
Caller, you're on the air.
Thank you for taking my call. This is Dr. Grimm, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there this evening. As you know, I'm babysitting y'all's little granddaughter over here.
Hey, Muffin.
Hey, Muffin. That's our girl.
But it was two things that really stood out.
Let me say this. That's the CEO
Can
of
you speak up? Can you speak up, please?
That's Dr. Grimm, CEO of Ivory Bay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, so there were two things that really stuck out to me because I look at everything from a spiritual aspect, right? We look at the situation where the housing authority has placed a fence around the Weeping Time property, but yet and still there are residents who are paying an extra $3 for their rent to be electronically sent to the housing authority during COVID-19. So that money could have been better spent in keeping money within their residents' pockets as opposed to forcing them to get up and go out in COVID and paying for an extra fee on top of their rent. Two things. Alderwoman Lanier spoke on the purple around the downtown expansion area of West Savannah. So purple, and she knows this means royal and regalness. And so I think there may be something more on a gold mine that we may not be seeing.
Girl, you better say it. You better say it. I tell you, we fighting against, this is a spiritual warfare. Not flesh and blood, but principalities in high places.
Right.
Y'all better know it now.
Right.
I love y'all, sister.
Yes.
I think what they're doing is disinvestment, the continued disinvestment will continue to bring property values down, whether they can, developers can come in and suck up the properties at minimal and nominal rates.
Yes.
And so I'm just thinking about it from that aspect because of the economic development, especially with the port and the expansion and the more berths on Hutchinson Island. And so I just want the people to think about it and pay attention to what everything is going on because, as we always say, as an urban planner, everything is by design.
Yes.
It is a reason to continue to fight, and I'm so grateful that you ladies continue to fight. And although I am a transient, I hold the West Side on my back because I feel like I just have this affinity with it because it's similar to the community that I grew up in. And so I would be remiss if I didn't fight for my people. And so I just want to tell you all to continue to stay strong and continue to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. And y'all, that was the CEO of Ivory Bay, Dr. Deidre Grimm. Dr.
Alicia,
Deidre Grimm.
Alicia,
Yes.
I got a question. This is a twofold question. Number one, I've been listening to this intently, and I'm a little irritated that they would do people like that. So here are my two questions. Number one, has anybody actually gone to the city planning commission to view the actual plan that's already in play for the redistricting, redevelopment of the city of Savannah? Now, let me tell you why that's important. Because whatever players are already involved, they're already put it out there in black and white. It's already there. Trust me. when I tell you it's already sitting there.
Yeah, yes.
I know, because I witnessed that when I was a news photographer for the city of Indianapolis. I saw just what they did and how they did it. Okay, number 2 question is, because this is affecting the Black community, and I love the video that you did when you walked through the graveyard. That was really powerful. Okay?
Yes.
So, can the people in that community armed, I don't mean bare armed, but go arm in arm and protest?
That's
Really,
what they've
everything.
done. They're
Get
doing
them to
that.
Shut up. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
They're doing that. As a matter of fact, they did a protest last week. They're sending letters. They're letting us know that they do not want a Salvation Army in their already marginalized community. Now, there is a plan to restructure the city of Savannah. It's called the 2033 plan. It just so happened that I was on the Monuments and Markers Commission. I just so happened to be in the MPC one day, and somebody brought it to my attention. They said, do you see what's getting ready to happen to the city of Savannah by 2033? And I was the one that broke that news to everybody in the city. I remember we went to NAACP meeting when we were campaigning. And when we went to that meeting, they wanted us to talk about what we was going to do and this and that. I said the main thing we need to be concerned with is this 2033 plan for the city of Savannah. Nobody didn't even know about it. And that's the way things have been happening in the city for so many years. Instead of them, the young lady asked, did they do a community reach out to see what the community want? They've never done that. It's always, we're going to do what we're doing. You accept it or reject it. But it just so happened, and I'm going to say it again, God got some folks sitting up there at City Hall that said not no, but hell no. It ain't going like that no more.
Can I say this now? I was thinking, now what if we take and we went to the residents in Campar, Kyler Brownsville, even on the east side, having them write letters. And I said it because guess what? What affects West Savannah affects wherever we live at. What affects us affects West Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
See, we don't. See,
but you know what? You got people writing letters from all over.
That's okay.
It's not just West Savannah.
Okay,
you got people writing letters that's all over the country.
Okay.
And we're seeing these in our emails.
Yes.
They're writing letters saying, leave the property, use it for something else.
But the locals, even the locals should be doing the same thing.
And they are.
Okay,
This is what we're telling you. They are.
So let me say this. I'm so proud of the people of Savannah and especially Greater West Savannah from all 3 of those neighborhoods because they have been outpouring. They've done everything socially responsible citizens should do.
Exactly.
They have done door-to-door petitions. Some older ladies were out today walking. And we're not talking children. We're talking about people in their 50s and 60s, and they are organizing.
Yes.
65-year-olds walking from the Whippingtown property to City Hall with signs.
70
and
70
oh
years
my
old.
gosh,
Miss
yes.
Lucille is 70
And
years
so-
old.
And they have done letter writing campaigns, they've done petitions, they've done the marching, they have done the phone calls. They've done everything they're supposed to do, trying to be heard. So they could, and they have a voice, a mouthpiece here. That's me.
Yes.
And I'm saying what they want. But the powers that be control so much. You know, I thought once we got elected and we sit down at the table and we bring up a viable argument and we'd be able to articulate our positions and show the fine points that we could change things. Not at all. This systemic racism, this structural racism is so embedded that there's no sensitivity or there needs some training on how to work with low wealth people. But the people who have been in certain positions,
She being
for so
politically
long,
correct. I told y'all I ain't being politically correct no more. The good old boys. The good old boys, the puppet masters, the one who've been dangling the strings of certain individuals for so many years. They are insensitive. And I've said this and I'm going to continue to say this. I don't give a goddamn what nobody get, but goddamn it, you're going to level the playing field and our people going to eat too. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, good evening. This is Melinda Gwen Thornton from Cloverdale.
Neighborhood president.
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much for providing this platform this evening to Alderwoman Blakely as well as APR. Hello, my Alderwoman Lanier.
Hello there.
I am very serious about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I need for every single individual who has a conscience and a breathing heart to get out and make certain that their mayor and his pocket full on that city council will understand that if they vote for this special use permit, they have sealed their fate in the political realm, because this is not something that is going to bring any kind of economic uplift to our area. For years that it's been said, the west side of Savannah has been the dumping ground for everything nobody wants.
Correct.
The place where people that are non-melanated color will go and do little shady, shifty stuff at night and then go back home to their side of town. And we've had enough of that.
That's correct.
No more of that. Now, the Salvation Army knew what they were doing. There's no reason for them to go in any other areas where they have more than one site that they already own that they can utilize.
Exactly.
And that is clear. Now, it upsets me, it troubles me that Ms. Arlene and some of the others on the Housing Authority, they knew about this. They look like us, but that's about it. Because clearly, if they had a conscience and a breathing heart, they would have spoken up on our behalf. Our mayor can change his mind and speak up, but when you're receiving other things, allegedly, that are making your political career more comfortable, you don't speak up. You're not going to rock the boat when you are, in your mind, sailing on smooth waters. But a storm is on the way. That's all I got to say.
All right. That is the Neighborhood Association president, Melinda Gwen Thornton.
First district. That's
First
right.
district.
We have some warriors and we got to get to work.
Yes.
Standing with you, my sister. Yes.
Y'all, let me tell you something. This thing is real. It's real out here.
Yes, it is.
When you see us saying the things that we say and doing the things that we do, you see us marching, protesting. For the longest, Alderwoman, they looked at elected officials as being supposedly acting a certain way.
Ceremonial.
Yeah. But when the people put you in the seat to do a job,
make a change,
it is your due diligence as the representative for those people to truly represent those people.
When you have the type of change on council where you have 7 new council members out of 9 members, that's a resounding voice from the people saying that we want a change. The people have spoken. It's a mandate that they were not happy with business as usual.
Right.
So we ran, my motto for my campaign was, it's the people's time, because it is. And we need to have a resident-driven, citizen-driven approach.
Yes.
A strategic benefit approach where you have an inclusive, participatory type government to listen to your people. We're not only stakeholders, we're stockholders.
Yes.
This is a corporation. Savannah is a corporation, and we
literally, y'all.
The taxpayers.
Savannah is a corporation. Savannah is a corporation. We do not have a strong mayor form of government. Our charter says that we have a city manager council form of government. Okay, so we don't have a dictatorship here. Everybody has one vote. Okay. Okay. With that being said, y'all, at the end of the day, if you do not live in West Savannah, if you live in the 2nd district, the 3rd district, the 4th district, and the 5th and 6th district, you need to pick up the phone and call your district representatives, all the persons, and tell them to vote no for the zoning change, the special use permit, so that Salvation Army will not be placed in that low wealth marginalized community.
Let me say this, in working with staff, I was working with staff and asking them to identify a better spot, a more conducive spot to place the shelter. And they came up with recommending Dooley Avenue. That's right there behind the State Transition Center off of Stiles Avenue. And it's gone now, but right in the rear of that property, the city owns like 9-point-some acres. And that would be a great location because it does not abut a neighborhood, and it's a little bit closer to downtown, and it's already zoned for a shelter. Then they came back and said it would cost maybe $1 to $2 million to mitigate the property because it's a little low. The Ogeechee Canal is right behind it. But we spend money frivolously on so many things in Savannah. So
hold on. 11 million for a parking lot to Chatham Steel, dirt parking lot. Yeah.
You know,
a dirt parking lot. And you know, it just amazes me, Alderwoman, how every time it's something that's going to benefit poor and impoverished communities, we got to do a study.
That's right.
We got to get consultation. We got to do this. It's got to take 10, 15 years. But doggone the Rockingham projects, Rockingham Farms, that ain't took no time. That came to us in less than a month.
It's called political will.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
there you
political
go.
will, where certain people want some things to happen, you'd be surprised how it happened.
At the bam, just like that bond that was given, that $32 million bond that was given to who? The JW. Richard Kessler, downtown, where they're getting ready to have St. Patrick's Day. Might not be a parade, but that hotel gonna be open. Yeah, I'm talking, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Doggone it.
You got blacks with European minds.
Well,
and then that old buck broken, that's the head. Yeah, how you said, and it's coming from the maestro. That's right, I said it. That old buck broken mayor.
So what we need right now, we do not need the special use permit. And if we do not allow the special use permit, because the reason we hear the property, the Bartow property, is not zoned for what they are proposing.
Exactly.
So they need a special use permit. And see, it's been a practice in this town when these developers purchase a piece of land in these near a neighborhood, and you know it's not zoned for what they want to do. They don't care. They purchase it because they know that the MPC and the powers that be and the political
back in the day
are going to allow them to change the zoning to do what it is they want to do. Whether it's compatible with that neighborhood.
But hold on, I gotta say this. Not. When developers go and request a zoning change, it depends on the complexion. I'm just gonna say it, because guess what? Let a black developer go and request, that would have never happened. But let me say this right here. We had, what was this person wanted to do something on Waters Avenue. Remember? And the man said, well, we've been doing it. We ain't never seen it like this before. We ain't never had to go through all this. We normally get whatever we want. Yeah.
It's not business as usual.
It's no longer business as usual.
Well, at least we thought it wasn't until we found
It's no longer business as usual.
Well, that's the mantra. That's what we're saying. But we have 4 votes saying it's no longer business as usual.
That's why it's so important that you, if you don't live in the 1st district, then you live in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th, pick up the phone and call your representatives and let them know. Don't vote for that special
use permit. And then what that would do is force staff and the Salvation Army team to go back to the table to do the due diligence they should have done in the beginning to find the more compatible place And that's what we're asking them to do.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, hi. I would like to know. I come every time city council vote, it always 5 to 4. I can't. What I'm saying is that I don't agree with everything what my mama said, but we can't have 5 to 4 every time. So every time city council vote, it always 5 to 4.
Well, caller, the only thing I can tell you is you have to pick up the phone and call those individuals that's voting like that.
That's a really good question because
yes.
in the campaign in 2019, you know, everybody was saying that we want to change things. We don't want business as usual. Change. It's for the people. We for the people. By the people. This and that. And then so you need to look because we should be voting.
Also, I want to say is that I remember that Alderman Dietrich Leggett used to walk around with the Catholics in the churches and say he's going to stand up for our people. I remember the inauguration. Mayor Johnson said he would make the table wider. Everybody would be able to eat. You know, you have to call a spade a spade. Everything you say and everything that you say, they're not doing nothing they say. And I hope and pray that they vote against the Salvation Army. And if they don't vote against the Salvation Army, we as African Americans in this community, we must put them on the spot. We have to do it. And that's all I have to say.
We need to get all of our leaders to understand what their position is, whether it's a county commissioner, a county chair, a state representative, find out where they are because they have influence, political influence, so they can also make those phone calls. Where do you stand? You represent these people. These people, everybody the West Side people voted for should be making a statement and have a position on this. And the people should try to find out from all of their representatives where they stand on this issue.
Yes.
Now, and during the campaign, when all of us were campaigning on change, and if we do have a split now, most times 5 to 4, you need to look closely at that. And who are the 5 remaining true to the campaign promises for the people, by the people, the people's time, or are the 4? So somebody's off. So figure out who that is, and then let's talk about that.
But you know what? They don't have to figure it out because they already know. If they're paying attention to what's going on with our city government, then they would automatically know who's doing what, who told the truth, and who told a lie. You know when they said, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Nah, y'all ain't doing none of that. Stop it.
Political power should be able to translate into economic power.
Exactly.
We've had majority black councils under the Otis Johnson administration. He had 2 majority black councils. Under the Edna Jackson administration, she had a super majority. Then people were not satisfied because it did not happen with the super majority. So they were willing to vote for Eddie DeLoach just to change and get to break that lineage that was happening, just to get some people in there. Finally, people voted for Eddie just to clear the house, to start over. And then now under this administration, they thought they were getting finally that group that was going to actually take a majority population council, a majority black council, and actually do some things that were going to uplift black people. And it's not happening with 7 black people on that board. Somebody need to check the bathroom.
That's right. Hey, somebody left the toilet unflushed. Yeah, I said it. Yep, that's one of them. Yeah, I said it moments. Alderwoman Lanier.
Yes, Alderwoman.
I want to tell you, thank you so much for coming and educating the people and clearing up what they said, what mass media, want to try to spew to these people to make them think that you are just in it for the money. That's a outright lie. That's a bald-faced lie.
Let me say this, Alderwoman. We don't get paid for what we do.
No, we don't.
I mean, the little bit of money we work off the council, some gas money, whatever. But the work that we do, and on this issue right here, on both sides, you got the pastors working, you got Dr. Grimm who work unpaid, you got myself, you got all these people in the community, yourself, all this extra stuff we do, and then you got this little crying man, the only one getting paid, probably close to $100,000 or something, and want to make a judgment call about us. But who getting paid $100? You talking about the man who did the little crime?
the report?
No,
What crime, man?
Salvation Army.
Oh. Bottom line is, at the end of the day, you all sent us down to City Hall to do a job. And doggone it, by God, we're doing it.
I need y'all to go to YouTube and look at Catch the Ivory Bay Vision. It's a video, Catch the Ivory Bay Vision. Also, go back and look at Savannah's 1st District, The Truth Be Told. Savannah's 1st District, The Truth Be Told. That's from 2015. I need you all to embrace Ivory Bay. Ivory Bay is restructuring. We need board members. We need someone with some legal experience. We need someone with financial experience. We need bankers. We need we got clergy. We got labor. We need you all to embrace this organization. We need contributions. We need to bank. We're working on some grants. I'm an advisor now, and I'm going to do everything I can to help Dr. Grimm and the board. And we need to build this organization up, because when the devil does something for evil, God sure can turn around and use it for good.
Make it for good.
And this is going to be the organization that help other organizations. We got these young people out here like Tasha Barnes, and we got, they're working in these communities, and their heart is in it.
Yes.
They're helping these young mothers. They're doing this work, and they can't get a penny. And then you could go around and paint some faces
and get $40,000.
But
yep, we talking tonight. Yep, we're saying that. Bottom line is this, y'all. At the end of the day, we have to be mindful and cognizant of what's happening in our city, with our city government. I've always been the type of person to say, if I put a dime into an investment, I want to see 20 cents come back. That has not been the case. As African Americans in this city, we are 55.3% of the population, according to the last census. Don't know what it's going to be this census.
That's right.
But we are 55.3%. So that means we are the majority. We are the majority. And so that means we put more into that pot. Doggone it, we need to see some kind of return on our investment.
On our public investment.
That's right.
That's right. And Ivory Bay has a plan for Afrocentric preschool and daycare, and that's essential. We need that so badly, because a child learns their socialization process between 3 and 5. And if we're going to be placing our 3-year-old babies in these schools before they understand who they are, that's the problem. So I just needed to throw that in. That's right.
All right. Y'all listen, I want to thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
9:30. It ain't really 9:30. Yes, it is. It's 9:33.
Y'all listen. Bring up the Ivory Bay theme song, as I just want to mention that too. And it's called Something Inside So Strong.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, while he's coming up with that, y'all listen. I just sent something to our city manager today. A company reached out to me, and they want to do job fairs all over the city in our community centers. The first one is supposed to take place on March the 16th at the Moses Jackson Center. Now, I've not gotten the okay back as to how it's going to go, but just know that this is something that we're working on by making sure that our constituents, our citizens, get gainful employment. And the beautiful thing about this is why I embraced it, is because they're starting people out as general laborers at $12 an hour, up to $16 an hour. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't care who don't like it. The Arena Project, they want to start them folks out, and I'm just going to put it out there, with doggone $9-10 an hour. Okay? Because I spoke to the two DBEs. One man said, I can't even do it. Right. They want to pay him doggone $17 an hour. Now, if he's providing labor for $17 an hour, you paying these people $10 an hour. That means that you got to pay workers' comp, which is about $3 or $4. You got to pay FICA. You got to do drug testing. You got to do several things. So by the time that individual gets finished, they might have what? $2. And they providing all of this. Come on. But then we found out that one person, one company was paying general laborers $19 an hour, but they were not from this area. They were from another area. So the bottom line is this: when they say, oh, we got a job fair and we got jobs over here paying this and jobs, look at my face. Okay? I spoke to the DBE participants myself, and they said there's no way that they could work for the pennies that they're trying to give those individuals. One person said that they were talking to the unions, and the unions was asking for $17 per hour. And I told them straight up, if any union out there on that job was paying these people the wages after they did all of the workman's comp and the FICA and all that, there's no way. I would stand on the mountaintop and tell them, I don't think so.
Well, your mayor say having a job fair Saturday.
They can have all the job fairs they want. Are they gonna pay the people what they're supposed to be earning? And in order for them to pay these people what they are worth, they have to pay the companies $25 per person per hour.
Well, the contractors don't want to pay that, so they can pocket all the rest of the money.
Well, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't nobody gonna get up out of their bed at 7 o'clock in the morning to make no $10 an hour. Yeah, this is another I said it moment.
And if you want the Black voice to be heard in Savannah, you need to tune into ATR. You need to see For Us, By Us, Candidly Keisha, all of the other shows that are outlined on the ATR, because the propaganda media, it does not represent our voice. They will cut it up and you won't even sound like yourself. And that's why more and more people are looking at these type shows where we could voice our own narrative, where the true voices can be heard, and the viewership is picking up, and it's a wonderful thing. So we need to support them in our dollars and support them in our clicks, support these Black media, this local Black media, because we never got a fair shake on those other ones, and that's by design also.
Anything Black supported.
That's it. So y'all, let's talk about ATR Media, and I'm going to give you a rundown of all of the shows. On Mondays, you have Candidly Keisha, and that comes on from 7 to 8 p.m. That is with Alderwoman Keisha Gibson Carter. Tentatively, you're going to have Tell It Like It Is on Saturday from 8p to 9p with Pastor Leonard Small. On Tuesdays, you have from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Our Vulnerable Communities with Charles Shaw and Julius Hall. You have 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Natural as a with Ferrante Frazier. And then you have yours truly from 7 to 9 For Us, By Us. Now, y'all, let me tell you something. That ain't gonna always be the case, because sometimes we have topics that will keep us here till 10 o'clock. Okay? And we start sometimes at 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock. So just know, once you tune in, we're gonna give it to you raw and uncut without Vaseline. Some people might like it and others might say it hurt. Bam, baby. Yes. Okay. On Wednesdays, you have from 6 to 7, Run and Tell That. And that's with Dr. Jamal Torre and Nadra Enzi, all the way in New Orleans.
Yes.
In New Orleans.
Captain Black.
Okay. And then on Wednesdays from 7p to 9p, you have The Rabble, which is hosted by Charlie Brown, Julius Hall, Charles Shaw, and Air Scott. On Thursdays, you have from 10a to 11a, Mornings with Mona Lisa. On Fridays, you have Financial Sins, Florence Glover, Anthony Murray, and Tanya Pelcher. On Fridays from 6 to 7, you have Incarceration to Incorporation. And I'm sorry, from 1 to 2, Financial Sins on Fridays. From 6 p to 7 p. Incarceration to Incorporation, A.B. Barnes and Julius Hall. Tentatively on Fridays from 7 to 7:30, Sean Brown Comedy Show, Sean Brown Class Clown. And then on Fridays from 9 p. to 10 p., you have the Air Scott Hour with Alicia Air Scott. Saturdays from 12 noon to 1 p., you got the Watchdogs. That's Julius Hall and Charles Shaw. 1 p. to 2 p., Let's Talk About It, Stardacia Hudson, Don King, Dominique Johnson. And from 6 to 7, Tell It Like It Is, Reverend Pastor Dr. Leonard Smalls. On Sundays, you got Voices in the Struggle from 7 p. to 8 p. Now, you got From the Hood to the Pulpit, tentatively, Valerie Grimes, and then the Freedom's Journal with Dr. Yusef Shabazz from 6 to 7 p. Upcoming shows, they're here, but we're not going to talk about them until they're actually here. Oh, yes. And tomorrow, y'all tune in tomorrow for the Rabble. All us going to be on.
Yes.
Bam, baby. And we talking. They said from 7 to 9. It might be a little longer. With all of that being said, y'all, we're going to close out right now with the Ivory Bay theme song.
Something Inside So Strong.
Something Inside So Strong.
We don't own the rights.
I want to tell you none of this music. I don't think this is a Sony product. Or
you build your barrier.